Hello, welcome back to Ventura LiveNoding. In this episode, I want to share these geometry nodes, kind of like an extension from yesterday video on the robots cutouts that I made using stable diffusions and prompt on like a mechanical robots. So yeah, this is actually 3D. So the other day, let me show you. Okay, the cutouts. So basically this is if you are using macOS Ventura or iOS 16 or iPadOS 16, you can actually make a cutout based on image or photos. And these are some of the stable diffusions output when I prompted like like make random robots using mechanical parts. Okay, so it's interesting. I mean, we get this cutout and we can bring it into Blender or any other apps. As you know, in Blender you use image as planes, and you can set it to principal or shadeless, totally shadeless. And I got around 44 robots, and the cutouts, of course, it creates the PNG transparency, and it's kind of good to be able to just instance these guys. Some of the robots maybe has issues like being cropped, or it doesn't have the head or the arms. Maybe the cutout is not 100% perfect, but you can fix that yourself using Photoshop. It's not a problem. So yeah, from these cutouts, however, I wonder if I can just make it more like 3D. So this is like a kind of like a Lego treatment, because geometry nodes, I mean, with principles, if you bring in image into principle, you can have like image sequence and cyclic, set it to cyclic, auto refresh. However, you don't have control over which image you want to use. You probably can control it using expression, etc. However, okay, let's simplify this idea. If you are image texture using image texture nodes inside geometry nodes, you have control over the frame, and this is really powerful. So first of all, I created these cutouts. Let me reduce the number of robots so it doesn't look scary. This robot is using the image frame of the image sequence. Okay, so I have image sequence happening here, and then I also create I use this UV unwrap. So this, because this is like a simple plane image, we can do that easily. And I'm basically, all I did here is to first of all create a grid and then delete the geometry of the grid. The grids can be sampled even smaller, so we can have like a pixel art robot, which is kind of pretty cool in that way. Or sometimes it flips. I don't know why. It could be the auto UV. Oh, you just try that yourself. Anyway, let's stick with what I'm trying to explain. I started with a grid and I deleted the geometry based on the selections coming out from the alpha cutout of the image texture of the robot. Okay, I have 44 robots from stable diffusions. So what I did here, simply cut the area of faces based on the alpha. Okay, it's really that simple, but it can create like a 3D sort of, and then of course I set the material here. I should just do it once. I extrude the mesh. We already have UV created. I extrude it twice, so we have like nice thickness here. So this is extruded twice. You can do it 3 times or 4 times. Yeah, so it's like, it's 3D, but it's flat, still flat. You can perhaps add more details or make a little bit of like manual modeling. But what might be interesting for you if you want to do it this way is, now because it's 3D and you can actually transfer the color. This is probably slightly tricky when you use it the first time, but you can export out the color into this guy. Normally, because this I'm transferring it as a vertex color first, because we are using geometry nodes, we need to send the color. So from the image texture color, we need to transfer it into the vertex. Okay, that's the first thing you need to do. And you can do it either using nearest face interpolated, so you have more like a blurry result, or just use nearest. Nearest will send it into the closest face or points or edges. Okay, so this is something you need to try and experiment with. Maybe nearest and face is what you want, because it's giving you like a pixel art kind of design. So this is okay. We have one. If you are doing this correctly, you can then have this result. So it's still, I think it's still pretty incredible, because you're using stable diffusions and you kind of create all of this comes for you for free. Maybe if we make it symmetrical, then we can kind of rig the robot at some point, you know, or just procedurally generate the design, just recreate the 3D version of it. But anyway, yeah, what I'm trying to say is, if you really want to bake this out and then you want to be able to export it as GLB or something with vertex color staying intact, you need to ensure that you have the color attributes, and you somewhat transfer the color using the transfer attributes, and then you store the name attribute. Okay, this is also really important. It's still slightly confusing, but you can transfer the attributes this way. You can store it into any attributes that you specify, and then if you really want it, you probably, so let's say I copy this guy, just one robot. Do we have vertex color here? Yes. Go to cycles and bake. Just bake to the selected, I think, bake into active color attributes. Okay, just simply hit bake, and then after you do that, you just apply the modifier and you're done. I think if you check with vertex paint and you want to colorize this guy, yeah, it should work. Yeah, I think I didn't bake. I probably didn't bake the color properly. We still have this from the shader. Yeah. So it's still looking at this value blah, but it's not, I think it's not baking it yet. Okay, right, this time it's actually baking it properly. So you need to convert it, you need to apply the modifier and then you bake it. I think that's the correct way to do it. There we go. It's really weird. It's almost like, okay, you use geometry nodes and you transfer the color into certain attributes that's kind of hidden. It's not showing up here. However, you want to actually bake it to the actual vertex color. So you need to bake it. Once you bake it, it's done, it's good. Now if you look at under vertex paint, and then you are in this mode, you can see the color, right? And then you can paint on it. And this is correct. Okay, this is, if you don't have it, then the vertex is not yet baked properly. And yeah, the output of the face, okay, I know I made a mistake. This shouldn't be like this. It should be like a single mesh extrusion. So this should be off. Okay, so that's the whole setup. It might be slightly confusing, but if you look at this image, geometry nodes, just recreate the setup and then it should work. What's cool, let's pick a robot. Okay, this guy. Maybe you can just convert it into mesh and then use sculpt. We can make it balloony as usual. Cloth filter, inflate. There we go. Oops. Okay, it's only one-sided. That's the, just close it in edit mode. Anyway, just an idea. You can remesh the character maybe. But there you go. You get some kind of 3D character robots based on stable diffusions and geometry nodes combinations. I think this is pretty cool. Alright, so hopefully this is useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.